It was a cold, foggy morning when we got the call. A hiker had found a body deep in the woods, David Miller, a well-known local businessman. The scene was eerie. The forest was silent, except for the occasional rustle of leaves. The body lay near an old oak tree, and the look on David's face suggested he had seen something terrifying before his death. As a detective with over 20 years of experience, I knew this wasn't going to be an ordinary case. The first step was to identify the suspects, and there were 4 of them. John Carter, David's former business partner, Emily Harris, David's ex-girlfriend and John's current wife, Michael Brown, David's neighbor and an avid hunter, and Sarah Lee, David's secretary. Each had a motive and each had a story to tell. John was calm, almost too calm. He claimed he was at home with Emily all night. David and I had our disagreements, but I would never hurt him, he said. But something about the way he avoided eye contact made me suspicious. Was he hiding something, or was he just nervous? Emily was composed, but her hands trembled slightly as she spoke. David and I dated years ago, but it's all in the past. I was at a book club meeting that night, she said. Her alibi checked out, but why did she seem so defensive when I asked about her relationship with David? Michael was straightforward, almost too straightforward. I was hunting in the woods that night, but I didn't see anything unusual, he said. His story seemed plausible, but why did he keep fidgeting with his hunting knife? Was it a nervous habit, or was he trying to intimidate me? Sarah was the most nervous of them all. She claimed she was working late at the office, but her body language told a different story. Her eyes darted around the room, and she kept biting her lip. I must have forgotten to log out, she said when I pointed out the security logs. But her voice trembled, and her hands were shaking. What was she hiding? As I reviewed the evidence, one detail stood out. A gas station receipt near the woods, time-stamped at 8 p.m. Sarah had claimed she was at the office, but this receipt placed her near the crime scene. When I confronted her, she broke down. I was there, but I didn't kill him, she cried. But her story didn't add up. Why was she in the woods that night? And why did she lie about her alibi? In the end, Sarah Lee's fatal mistake was her nervousness and that gas station receipt. She had been in the woods that night and her lies unraveled under pressure. We arrested her, and she eventually confessed. David Miller's murder was solved, but the forest still holds its secrets. As a detective, I've learned that the truth is often hidden in the smallest details, and sometimes in the trembling hands of a nervous suspect.